Good morning students. Today we are going to start a new chapter of class 7 physical and chemical change. Students, change takes place around us every time. In our daily life, changes occurs every time, but we observe some variety of changes like turning of day into the nights, ripening of fruits, digestion of foods, respiration and growing of baby into adults. These are the types of changes which occurs every time around us in our daily life. First, we classify these changes. So, first topic is classification of changes which occurs around us. First is slow and fast change. And second is desirable and undesirable change. And third is periodic and non-periodic change. And fourth is reversible and irreversible change. And fifth is physical and chemical change. Physical and chemical change. In this chapter, we study detail in physical and chemical change. There is chemical. But we study one by one each changes. First is slow and fast change. Students, our first change is fast and slow change. First is fast change. The word fast means it occur in very less time. So we can say that a change which occur in a very few seconds or the few minutes are known as fast change. Change which occur in very few seconds or minutes are known as fast change. Example of the fast change is burning of crackers, and burning of matchstick, burning of matchstick takes very few seconds to burn, and burning of firecrackers, you all know firecrackers burn in very short period of the time, suddenly burns crackers. So they are the fast change. And now our next change is slow change. Slow which occur in long time are known as slow change. Examples of the change which occur in long times, like a ripening of fruits, growing of baby into adults, adult and growth of plant, these are the types of change which takes lots of time, like ripening of fruits. Fruits takes lots of the time to ripen, and growing of the baby into the adult. A small baby takes long time to become adult, and growth of the plants also takes long time. Seed, firstly the main first process of plants growing is first seed convert into the larger plants, and it takes lots of time to change from seed to a plant. So these are the slow changes, and slow changes takes lots of time, whereas the fast changes occur in very short period of the time, or it takes few seconds or the few minutes to occur. Our next type of the change is desirable and undesirable change. First is desirable change that are useful for us are known as desirable change, like cooking of foods change, which are useful for us are known as desirable change. Examples of desirable change, like cooking of food, ripening of fruits, these are the desirable change. Next is undesirable change. Change that are not useful to us are known as undesirable change. That are not useful for us are known as undesirable change. Examples of undesirable change are, first is volcanic eruption, burning of petrol produces lots of smoke and harmful gases. Second is burning of petrols produces lots of smoke and harmful gases. And next example is earthquake, floods. These are the undesirable change which occurs around us, like the volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, floods, and petrol produces lots of smoke and harmful gases which are not useful to us. And desirable change like cooking of foods, these changes occurs and these are useful to us, so these changes are desirable changes. Our third type of the change is periodic and non-periodic change. Periodic change is a change which repeats after a fixed period of time, and this change is known as periodic change, like pendulum of a clock. Its one revolution completes in 1 second, and this is a periodic change. It takes a period of 1 second to complete one oscillation. So the pendulum of clock is an example of periodic change. And second example is sunrise and sunset and changing of season. So first is periodic change. Periodic change, a change which repeats after a period of time. Change which repeats after a period of time is known as periodic change. Examples of the periodic change is pendulum clock, changing of season, and sunrise and sunset. These are the examples of periodic change. Pendulum of a clock takes 1 second to complete one oscillation, and changing of seasons occurs after some period of the time, and it repeats after some interval of times. So it is a periodic change. Now we talk about the non-periodic change. Non-periodic changes are the change which repeats itself at an irregular interval of time are known as non-periodic change. Change which repeats itself at irregular interval of time. Change which repeats itself at an irregular interval of time are known as non-periodic change, like growth of plant, and volcanic eruptions. earthquake, these are the examples of the non-periodic changes. Non-periodic changes occurs at irregular interval of times, like growth of the plants. There is no period of time to grow the plants, and volcanic eruptions. There is also no periodic changes, or there is a no time periodic changes in volcanic eruptions. Our fourth type of the change is reversible and irreversible change. Reversible change and irreversible change. The change which can reverse by reversing change can be reversed by reversing the condition are known as reversible change. Change which can reverse by reversing the conditions are known as reversible change. Like examples of a reversible change are plugging of field, and irreversible changes are the change which cannot be reversed by any change, which cannot reverse by any conditions. Example of irreversible change like aging of living things, burning of paper, and growth of plant, growth of tree, and some other examples of reversible changes are like glowing of bulb, and stretching of rubbers. These are the reversible change. Reversible change, plugging of field, we can obtain these substance again, glowing of bulb and stretching of rubbers. Stretching of rubbers, when we stretch the rubbers and if we release the rubber, it gains its original shape after some time. And in irreversible change, we cannot reverse the same conditions like aging of living things, like growing of, we cannot we cannot make a old man into the child, and burning of papers, after burning the paper convert into the ash, and we cannot convert that ash into the paper. And growth of the trees, like we cannot change a tree into a small plants. So these are the irreversible change. Type of the change is physical and chemical change. When there is a change in state, shape and size of the substance, and there is no new substance formed, that type of the change are known as physical change. Physical change when there is change in shape, size and no new substance is formed. That type of the change are known as physical change. When there is change in shape, size and state and there is no new substance formed, that type of the change are known as physical change. Examples of the physical changes like melting of ice, and some physical changes are reversible in nature, like the melting of ice. When the ice are in the solid state, when it melts it becomes the liquid, and after liquid, when we freeze these liquids it becomes ice. So we can say that some physical changes are reversible in nature, and second is irreversible changes, chemical changes. When two or more substances combine, they form the new substance, and there is a formation of new substance, so it is known as chemical change. When two or more substances combine, they form new substance. They form the new substance are known as chemical change. Examples of the chemical changes like evolution of gas, when we react to elements in a chemical reaction, some compounds produces the gases. So in chemical change there is evolution of gases and change in color, and next is change in smell. Change in smell is the best example of spoiling of food. When food gets spoiled, there is a oxidation of food, and here some in oxidation there is a chemical reactions involved which change the smell of the food. Thank you.